This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we were writing the program in Eclipse, and in the program, suppose you want to count two numbers. Okay, count two numbers, count of or addition of two numbers. Add a two numbers is the purpose. What will be logic? Integer A we will take and B, and we'll take a integer sum which is initially 0. A plus sum equals to A plus B. So this is a logic to add two numbers. Yes, is it correct? Addition of two numbers program. How we will write? Okay, clear everyone? Addition of
Yeah,
two number program is clear. Okay, so this is fine. Now
yeah.
next you want to add, yes, tell me.
I want to know why do we take sum always zero in case of integers? It could be left blank also, or we have to take zero.
Okay, technically we can or we okay. So you even if you do not want to store zero, which is fine, by default it will be null or nothing. Just
Okay.
in case there is a value. Okay, just in case there is a value in a sum variable. You declared already sum in the previous rows of somewhere in the program. And your sum has some 10 or 20 and you are adding. What will happen?
Mhm.
You will have wrong addition. Just in
Okay.
case your sum is already declared and there is some value you assigned as a 20, 10 in some lines before, and after that you are again writing some code, and in this without assigning sum is 0, you added sum equals to A plus B. Okay, and which is now addition will be replaced with this 10. But in case you are writing sum equals to sum plus A plus B, if there is some value in it, it will give us a wrong result. So that's why we were writing count also, count equals to 0, because we don't want any other value previously stored and used again. So count plus plus if we do, and what will happen, whatever 10 is there, it will go 11, 12, because we are adding 1 in itself. Already if there is a value, it will give us a wrong result. So for a safer side we assign 0.
Okay.
Okay, for just safer side we assign 0 so that our values or the output is accurate, there is no mistake. Okay, so count we assign 0 so that there is no mistake. Count is initially 0, so we are double sure about it is 0 only. Now we do plus plus, it will give us a right result. Okay, so whenever we have something to count, something to add, something to store, which is we calculate, we assign it 0 initially and later we add it the values. So if it is printing 0 means it is not, it has not done that addition. We have to check the program, or yes, we can get that understanding. Okay, so for that we assign 0, which is for a safety. Okay, good, good question. So let us see what is, you have two numbers to add. Okay, in this program the numbers will change, right? So initially you added 10 plus 20. Later you want to add 15 and 20. Okay, but the logic will remain same. What is the logic? Logic is declare two variables, and sum is 0, and so in the sum you are adding A plus B. This process or this method will be same for any addition of 10, 20 or 25, 30 or 40, 45. Okay, you have any values, the logic will remain same. Yes or no? If you are adding any of these numbers,
Yes.
the logic will remain same. So now for a repetitive task, if you have repetitive work which is addition of two numbers, you are in a need, or calculating a percentage for a student. So you are developing application which is for student management, and in that you want to calculate percentage. You want to calculate for every student, right? You have thousands of users or students, and for everyone the logic of percentage will remain same. Logic of total marks will remain same. So we will write method. Okay, in the application, when we have any application, suppose you are using any application which is Facebook, Insta, you have login. So login mechanism is always same, just user ID password will change. It is a repetitive task. The same one you are going to use again and again. So you will have lot many things which are same. We are going to use it again and again. There are two options you have. You can simply write this logic every time. This is a one option. What are the options you have? You write a logic every time. Second is you write a logic in one method, logic in one block. Okay, I'll mention it as a block and call this block. Okay, which is better? If you write every time code, every time logic, you will have lot of lines of code which is repetitive. So this will do your job, but you will have a lot of repeat code. Your code files will look like 1,000 lines, but your purpose of it will be like a small task you have done, and your line of code is 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, because you are writing repeat, which is not serving actual purpose. Okay, which is like writing a lot of code is not a purpose. Our purpose is to develop application, okay, or test application using this. With the second way, you write a block and call it, you will have less code to write, and you will have like easy mechanism entirely. Like you are in a need to change the logic. Suppose you want to add three numbers now, you can simply change, or you can simply add one more variable here, plus see your logic is correct. Like you are able to update it. Otherwise, if you are writing every time logic in this way, you have to change it 100 places, or maybe more than 100 places. It is not easy. So it is easy to maintain or easy to update. There are some things. So now which one is better to use? Tell me. So as a programmer, which one will you use? Every time to write, or just write once and use it many times?
Write
Use
once
it.
and use it many
Yeah.
times.
Yes. So write once and use it many times will have lot of advantages. You don't have to write again and again. Updating will be very easy. Changing a logic is very easy, and you can call it for maybe lakhs of users, lakhs of students. You can calculate a sum of total marks or a percentage, which will save lot of effort. Lot of code is reused, like you don't have to write it again and again. And if in case by mistake you have error in one of the line, you have to check everything. So writing more code is not a good option anytime. So writing once and using that code again and again is the best solution. Okay, so the second one will be the best solution. Okay. So logically, we understood using writing it once and using it many times is the best solution. Now let us see how we implement it. The story behind method is clear. Okay, why we write a method? So this block is nothing but a method. Okay. So I just mentioned block for understanding, but otherwise it is called method. So this second way is write method, which is block of code, reusable block of code, and call it many times by changing the values. Just you want to change the value and call it. So let us see how we do this. Actually in code, how we write is the question everyone has. Otherwise the theory or Logic behind it clear? Everyone is clear with this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. What is method?
A usable
Yes.
block of code that can be executed when it is called.
Correct. Correct. Okay. Now how we write, we will see. Simply I'll write a sum method. Sum method will always have a round bracket. Method will always have a round bracket, and there will be a curly bracket which is called body, method body. So this is method name. Sum is a method name. Okay, double slash is comment, right? So method name is sum. Round bracket represents it is a method. Round bracket, it represents what it represents, that it is a method. It is not a variable, it is a method. Okay. Method is represented using this round bracket. We know this because we have seen length method, so we were using round bracket. Equals method, we were using a round bracket, right? Okay. Method body, this is a body. This is a body of a method, which is a block. You can call block of code, or method body. Okay, which is a block of code and it is a method body, or you can call it as a method implementation. What is method implementation meaning is? The meaning to method. What is the logic that you want to execute whenever a method is called is your method implementation. Okay. The first line method is a name. Okay, simple. Now clear. What is method body? Method body is also called as method implementation. Methods will have a return type. So generally we will have void or int or sum. Okay. Sorry, int or float or string, something like that. Some variables, data type, or a void. Void meaning is nothing. So this sum method doesn't return anything. Now first we will only see about a void. Void is nothing. It is not returning anything. So this sum method returns nothing. Void meaning is nothing. Void sum. Void sum is a method. Void is a return type of a sum method. Sum is a name of a method. So how we call a method? How we write a method is clear. How to write a method is this way. Okay, this is the way we write a method. Fine. Now, how we call it? How we call a method? How we call a method? So how we call our friends, guys? Or how anyone will call anyone with what? The name. If I want to call some of you or one of you, Shashi or Jyoti, how we call, or the
By
way
their
you
name.
will like to be called with the name. So if I call you with the name, it will be, you will like it or you will also respond it, right? So if I call Jyoti or if I call Shashi, so they will respond. Similar way, programming also, you have to call it with the name. What is the name? Name is sum. Okay. Name is only the sum, nothing more. Like void is return type. So this is return type of a method, and sum is a name. Okay, sum is the name. Return type is void and sum is name. Okay, so with return type, sum is a name. Okay. So we will call it with the name sum. So when we call control means compiler will go and execute this block. Which block? Method body. This entirely whatever is code available in this method it will be executed. Okay. So method will be executed. Once we call it will be executed. Okay. This is how we call. So now the call can be multiple times. Whenever you need, you can call. So you can call it before, after, many times. You can call it 100 times. Some. So what it will do? Addition of the logic you have written, addition or percentage, whatever logic you have written in this body, it will be executing those lines. Okay. Able to understand everyone? Simple?
Priya, I just
Huh?
wanted to know something about void. Like
Huh.
generally when we were writing anything, we
Hmm.
are never written void word there. We only write some or
Hmm.
so. But when we start a program in Eclipse,
Hmm.
there I think I've seen void word. No, not in
Yes.
here. Can you show
Yes,
me
we will
once?
write in a Eclipse and I'll show you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Eclipse open. Let us write in the Eclipse. I'll create a class. Class is demo method 1. Take a main method. So method we will write before a main method. Main is also a method. Okay. So it has a round bracket. This is round bracket and this string is a argument or parameters. So this is called parameters string args is. Let us write a sum method and body, and I'll write void for a method. Okay, void is nothing, sum is this. I'll write integer a comma b and integer sum. Okay, sum equals to a plus b. Fine, and print the sum. Okay, whatever is sum value we will print. So now a and b we will assign some 10 and b is 20. How we call? Just we will call a sum method. Okay. This we will see later what is meaning of static. It is not mandatory. Okay. So now understand we are calling sum
Mhm.
and we will run this program. 30 is the output. Is it okay? Like clear?
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now if I call this sum method 100 times, what will be the sum? Always it will be 30, right?
Yes.
But again, the purpose of writing a method is not solved. I want to change the values. I want to pass some different values different time.
Mhm.
Okay. The problem is clear. What is the problem now I have? Rupa,
Yes.
Sujana. What is the problem now?
The problem is that the sum is coming same. It is of no use because variable a and b are constant almost here.
Yeah, always same. Yes, that are same. Constant or same. So now if you want to change it, you can change it inside a method, but inside a method we don't want to change always. We want to pass it different values from this. Now I want to pass 10, 20 from this sum. Next time I want to pass 20 and 30. So addition should be 35 or 10. I want to change the values always whenever I execute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what I want. The problem is clear, Sujana? Yes, Rani. Now, if I want to pass 10, 20, 20, 30, or like these different values, I have to pass it to a method itself when I declare it, and I have to store it in this A and B variables. A should have 10, B should have 20, and addition should be 30 printed for this line. A should have 20, B 30, and addition should be 50 at this line. This is what I want. So we have to declare integer A and integer B here in this method itself. So these are called parameters. So we pass the parameters, and I don't have to declare inside a method because already it is A and B declared, and we will remove this code. Okay, A will be having value 10 initially, because when we call this internally, this 10 will be assigned to A. We are writing integer because A will have a integer value. We know that. We know the purpose of sum method. Why we are writing this sum method? To add two numbers. Okay, what is the sum method? Sum method will do a add two numbers. This is purpose of a method that we are writing. So we know the purpose. We are declaring integer type. I can also declare of string type when we need to store a string data. I don't need string data now, so I'm declaring integer now. Now I need only integer data. Marks will be integer. There will be never, marks will never be in any fraction. So we don't want double or float data type. So we'll take integer a. A will be 10. So internally in memory, what will happen? A equals to 10 will be assigned, and B equals to 20 will be assigned internally. Okay. It is
Mm-hmm.
not the way we write. Internally, A will be 10, B will be 20. And now addition of A and B will be printed for a line number 21 will be.
Yeah. 30.
Second time when you call 20, 30, internally 20 will be assigned to A and 30 will be assigned to B.
Mm-hmm.
A plus B is 50. 50 will be printed for this line. So the problem that we had is resolved now. 35 and this 45. Okay, yes, is it the problem we had is always having the same output is resolved with this? Let us
Yes.
run and able to understand Rani, others, Vinith, Ayana, Sujana, Kavya, Rupa. Yes,
Last, can you repeat once, Ria? Last line.
okay, yes, okay. So now this call to a method. What is a call to a method meaning is you are calling a sum method with value 10 and 20. So A will be 10, B will be 20. Addition is A plus B is executed. What is the meaning of this line? This line meaning is go and call a sum, execute a sum method with 10 and 20. We are saying this. What is the meaning of this line? Execute a sum method with 20 and 30. So 20 will be A, B will be 30, and A plus B is 50. 50 will be printed because we have print statement. If you do not have print statement, it will not print. Now third line is 35 and 10. So 35 will be A value, B value will be 10. Addition is 45 calculated at this line, and at this line 45 will be printed. So the values you are passing are assigned to variables A and B, and A and B addition is calculated and stored in a sum variable, and sum will be printed. So every time you pass different values, sum, and you pass 45 and 2. You can pass any value. What will be the output at this line?
47.
Yes, it is printing, right? If you actually want to write proper statement, okay, sum of A and B equals to, okay, A and B equals to plus sum. What is plus? Plus is a concatenation between this dummy message and some variable. And what is the A value? I want to write A also here, okay, and again a double quote. B equals to sum of A equals to, we will print 10, okay, A and A, because A is a variable we are concatenating with dummy message, and B is again a message, and we want a B variable, okay, and we want a sum equals to, okay, plus sum. And now see the output. Sum of A equals to 10 and 20 is 30. Okay, sum of A equals to 20 and 30 is 50. Okay, so here I'll give space so that we have a space in the output. Okay, make a note of this program. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, Priya.
We don't need space, we don't need this message also. Okay, clear? So I'm just removing the space so that you're able to see entire program in one screen. Okay. Spaces will not change the output. Okay. If you write one line blank, it will not change any meaning for the execution. Okay. So what is the method? Clear? Make a note of this. Make a note.
Priya,
Yes.
Priya, like before we were writing every Java code underneath the public static void arguments.
Yes, right.
This time you have written the method
Hmm.
in a public class after public class.
Yes, yes.
So when to do this means
Okay,
when we
correct.
have
Okay.
to pre-decide the
So,
method.
okay. Methods that we write, always we will write outside a main method. So if
Oh,
you are writing some method or any method, always remember that methods we have to write outside a main method. We will never write method inside a main method. We
okay,
will
okay.
just call a method inside a main method. So this is a call statement. What is call a method? These statements are calling a method. So this is actually our method is available. So what is the meaning? As we know, main method is starting point of execution. Execution will start from a main method. So if you have this statement, control will go to some method, wherever it is, before or after. Your Java compiler will find this sum method and execute, taking this 10 and 20 in A and B, and will execute this block. Again, you have next statement is sum 20 30. So this will be executed again. Some method will be executed again with 20 and 30 values. You
So
have
Priya,
next statement as sum 35. Yeah.
so in case we have to like have two methods, then both the methods should come under the public class, and then whenever we need to call them, we will call under the main methods.
Yes,
Under,
correct. So you have some multiply method. Suppose you have
yeah,
multiplication method. In this, you are calculating multiplication of A and B. So what you will write? You will write a void multiplication, whatever you want to give, multiply, and you have to call. Suppose you want to give. So I'll just write a multi. Okay, so just this one is fine. Now I'll call it. Okay, so 10 comma 2. Okay, so multiplication will be done. How many times you want to call, you can call. Okay, so now you can write a multiplication of A and B equals to, okay, your variable name can be anything. Okay, so you take answer as a variable. Everywhere it will be same. Okay, so the variable is, we have to change the variable. If I run it, see multiplication of is also printed.
thank you. I got it now.
Everyone clear? Completed making note? Once completed, write a method for a subtraction. So write a sub method which is to subtract A minus B. Okay. The logic should be A minus B. You pass some values to a method, some parameters to a method, and call it, write a sub method for a subtraction. Once this is done. Okay. So write a program to write a method sub and calculate subtraction. Okay. Okay. Write a program for subtraction.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So we have answers from everyone. Pratnya, we will see. Okay, sub is A minus B subtraction you are printing and calling. Okay, what is this sub? What is this method subtract method stuff? Some
That's
method
the
is
command
already
line. That's the command
okay.
line that, yeah.
Okay. So sub method is this. This program is Anusha. Okay. So you are writing sub as A minus 1. Okay. A minus B. Some sub you are calling. So you have some method also. Okay. Fine. Correct. Rani sub is you have subtraction and subtract you are writing. Okay. Yes. You are calling it with different numbers. Correct, Rani. Okay. So everyone understood, everyone is able to implement. Very good. Superb. Okay. Okay. So what is the use of method?
It says time. We can call it anytime whenever we need it, and it's a more efficient way to write codes, I think.
Yes, correct. So practice more on writing methods because everything we are going to write it in a method from now. Everything is written in the form of methods and we have to call it because it is the way, it is a better way to write a code, and we always want to reuse the code. Once we write a code, it doesn't mean it will execute only once. For example, you have login, you will have to log in with different users, so login will be reused again and again. In automation as well, we want to launch a browser, then write something or log into the application, we have to log in always for each testing or each test case to test. We will write it in a method. So methods will be always we will be using. So static is we will see in the next class or coming classes. Okay, static is it's a like you have to know about lot many things about the static. So we will see entirely static meaning in the coming classes. Okay.
Priya, just last question.
Yeah.
Suppose I have declared two methods, multiplication and addition,
Okay.
under public class demo methods, and then we are calling out later
Mm-hmm.
in a public static void both the methods. Is it
Mm-hmm.
okay? Or one class, one method? Like, I just wanted to know.
It's okay, right? We have multiple methods in a one class. We had multiply and this add.
Both.
Similarly, you can add hundreds of methods in a one class. There is
Okay,
no restriction on the count of a method.
okay, okay. I'll
You can
practice
write,
that. Yeah.
okay, so you can write 100 methods and you can call those 100 methods.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can write a method for division. You can write a method for percentage calculation. You can write a method for the programs that we have seen, for a reverse a string. You can write a method for a palindrome, concat a string. It is already available. Yes, you
Yeah.
can write
In the same
methods.
class.
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll continue tomorrow, same time, guys. Thank you.
So Priya, can we get the video recordings of Tuesday class
Yes,
and
yes,
today class by today?
yes. Today
Okay.
I'll add those recordings. Okay.
Oh,
So Go through the recordings, everyone, okay? Go through the recordings, see the classes again and again, understand the topic really well, and read about these topics that we are discussing. You can search or see the Google references for better understanding. Write the programs more and more. Write program, one program you write at least 3 to 4 times, once on a system, once on a notebook. Once, without looking at a code, you have to write it by your own entirely. So now, while learning, you might take a reference of a written program and write a new program. So now the sum method, like subtraction method, you have created taking a reference of the code which is already there, like how a sum method is written. And now we will replace sum with a sub, and then our job is done. But if there is no reference for you, you should be able to write it. So slowly you have to build that ability to write everything by your own. You should know the syntax and how to declare a variable, how many variables we have to declare. So that decision making should come by its own. Like we need only one variable, and with one variable, my job is done. How many we need? What can be the name of that variable that I have to use it for? So variable name should be always meaningful. So if we are calculating some subtraction, so generally we give sub or subtraction similar name so that we remember what is the value it will have. So for our better understanding, we give meaningful name. Otherwise, I can give ABCD also. C as a variable name and print the addition subtraction. But what is a C? Down the line, when you have lot of code, thousands of lines, ABC variables will not give any meaning to it. We will get confused what a will hold, what a C will hold, what values it is assigned, or what values it will hold. So it is recommended that give the variable names meaningful, what values it will hold. Okay, fine, everyone.
Priya, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you, Priya.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Priya. Bye.